I have a lot to share today.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot. I've been monogamous, and I've been knitting.
Oh, nice.
For the baby.
Yes. Yeah. Are you gonna tell them? I don't think you've talked about it yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy Thursday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends.
Hi, everyone.
How's everybody doing today? How are you,
good.
Kerri?
I'm good.
tried to get that in there. If you see us moving around a lot, this floor is on a bit of a slope, and we're on chairs with wheels. That's fun and games. My name's Caroline. I am the owner of Evertote.
And I'm Kerri, and I'm the dyer and owner of Roxy Floss Co.
I get to sell all of her amazing stuff.
And I'm thankful.
We make a good team. Yeah, I have a lot to share today.
Good.
I've got some finishes. I've got some whips. I've got some new start.
Wow.
I know a new. Well, I haven't started it yet. It's today. New stitch along. I've got some bags to share.
Nice.
And I've even got a giveaway.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff.
A lot of content.
A lot of content today.
I don't have a whole lot.
She's been knitting.
About that. Yeah.
She's been knitting for a very special little person.
Yes.
It's new in her life.
Yes. So my oldest stepdaughter had her first baby. I guess it was just over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was right before we recorded the last time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little boy.
Congratulations.
Huge.
Yeah. He was
10 pounds.
Wow.
Still doesn't have a name. That's all right.
We'll get there.
Yeah. He's 16 days old. It's all right.
10 pounds. Nicholas was over 10 pounds. And that's, they just come out looking older already.
Yeah.
When they're that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she's feeding him, she looks like she's got a toddler on her breast. It's like, wow.
Well, I mean, she's quite small.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Have you decided on a grandma name?
No.
You haven't yet.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll coincide with when he gets named.
Yeah, then you can, do you get
Yeah.
to choose, or are they gonna
I don't know.
choose
We'll see
for
what's
you?
right. We're going up Easter weekend, so
Nice.
we'll see what feels natural.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, well, can I share my finishes first?
Of course you can.
Okay. So I shared this one already on my other channel, but I know that I had talked about it here as well. So I wanted to, it's a finish. I wanted to show it twice. So this is my Cranky Owl, and I finished it into a small project bag. So just a simple white lining on the inside. Well, actually, I'll be honest, it was actually Matt who finished it into it. I quilted the front panel, and then Matt turned it into the bag. So
I have some summer dresses that I'd like to make. Maybe I can get him to make them for me.
Just add it surreptitiously to the pile, right? So this is a chart by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery.
And it's focusing on me.
And I just love, love, love it. It's so cute. I stitched this on a 46 count Roxy Floss Co linen. I think it was a one of a kind at the time. We had a yard of 46 that I cut up and kitted up this chart with, and I took one of the pieces for myself. And I used charcoal floss. And the fabric that I used, actually what's funny about this is that I have some bags to share with you later. And they use the same, this is where I got the fabric from. These project bags had the bird print in the bottom. So I had quite a bit of that left over. And so I just used that bird print fabric.
That's perfect.
Yeah, isn't it sweet? I love it. So that's my FFO, fully finished object, all done.
FFO.
A FFO. Yeah. No, I'm really pleased with it. Felt very proud of myself for finishing.
It's great.
It.
It's such a good way to.
Well, it makes it useful. A small project that's useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. My other finish. This is not an FFO. It's just an FO. This was.
It's FFO'd.
Yeah, it's in a Q-snap. It's just gonna stay in the Q-snap. So this is my C is for Coffee by Heartstring Samplery. And this was a stitch along that I hosted. Now I know it looks a little crooked. It's because my linen, you know, when it gets stretched a little out of shape in a Q-snap, it's not quite square. So that will be corrected when I, if I ever FFO it.
So neat.
Thanks.
It's neat on the backside.
There's my backside. So in interest of full disclosure, I actually made a mistake with the cup. I was on auto, like fill-in autopilot with the cup one night, and I realized that I had neglected to leave space for, in the chart there's like a shadow where you do 5 or 6 white stitches in a curve, and I filled it all in. So I didn't, and I was not going to rip it out because I had already had to rip out half of the border. I'd made a pretty big mistake, so I had to frog and rip out half the border. So by the time I realized that I'd done that, I was not going to rip it out at all. So what I did was I just stitched right over top, and I just put a little heart in there. A little heart right over top of the stitches. I didn't rip anything out. I just put them right in over top, and it was a little bit thick because by that point, of course, you've got 4 strands of floss in the holes. But I think it's cute, and yeah, I'm happy with it.
Looks great.
Thanks.
Now, are you gonna hang that at your coffee station at home?
Well, I don't really have room because if I've got some other pieces there, and there isn't the right, because I thought about it. So I actually think I'm gonna hang it here.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I have a couple other coffee stitched pieces, and I think I'll hang them together in a little coffee montage. Ode to coffee.
Yeah.
So again, this was a Heartstring Samplery piece. C is for Coffee. I stitched this on a piece of 32 count snickerdoodle linen and my own Roxy Floss Co floss conversion. And it's done. I did it in a month.
That's good.
For me, it's good. And it really was only a little bit of stitching every day. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks. I love it.
You're like 2 for 2 with the start alongs.
I know. Stitch along.
Stitch along, sorry. Start
And
along
it's
is
the
like when you
first
don't
time.
finish, right?
It's the first time for me that they haven't been start alongs. And frankly, there's nothing wrong with start alongs. They're fun.
No, not at all. So, oh, I should probably mention that, oh, and I wanted to show you that. Maybe we can insert that.
Oh my god.
Look how big he is.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I will make sure to put that.
Yeah.
That is, oh, he's beautiful.
So what was I saying? Oh yes, so Cross Stitch Kate, a vlog on Flosstube. Kate, I think it's Caitlin. She's in Minneapolis, I believe. And her channel caught my eye just because that's my neck of the woods. So I started watching her, and she put a feeler out for a choice of 2 charts to do stitch along. And I responded, yeah, I'm down for that. And then things just get busy, and I am still down with it, but it was supposed to be started last weekend, and I'm gonna do it.
Which chart is it?
I can't remember. Wait, hold on. I know the answer to this. Talk
So
amongst yourselves.
you're in a stitch along
that I
you
haven't started,
and you don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's a Little Robin design.
Oh, Little Robin designs. Okay.
Charlotte Griffiths.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so Charlotte Griffiths.
And Hannah, actually. So, okay. Apparently there's 2 types of stitchers.
Yes.
Those who like to kit and those who don't like to kit.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I think I fall into the latter, and so Hannah is now my kidder.
And Hannah loves to kit things
She
up.
does.
Yeah, she's good at it.
Yeah.
So Hannah works here at the workshop with me. She's my head admin. assistant, and she really knows Kerri's floss colors inside and out. And so whenever we have a customer request, say they've got a chart they want to stitch and they are having trouble picking their own colors, or a lot of times from charts that are older, flosses can be hard to find. And so Hannah will do a brand new conversion with Roxy Floss Co, and then Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, she does good.
Yeah.
Good
so
stuff.
actually that brings up something I did want to mention. The exact same scenario. We had Michelle from Knotted Owl on Instagram and Shiloh, X-Stitch MD, similar situation. Those two, Michelle wanted to start Silver Creek Samplers, and it's Sing a Sampler, and that's the Doe a Deer song.
Yeah.
And it comes in, so it's a 4-chart series, and you can stitch them all as one design. And so Michelle was looking for a floss pack for this, and so Hannah put together the conversion for her, and then Shiloh jumped on just like you did with this other stitch along. And so Shiloh ordered the floss pack from us as well. And then Michelle received her mail. She shared it on Instagram. I shared her post, and then a whole bunch of people were like, I want to stitch that too. Yeah. So Hannah did actually do a listing for that. We're not bringing in the charts. So I think these charts were released in 2013.
Okay.
So it's nice. That's why I love doing those older ones, because a lot of stitchers already have these charts in their stash.
Yeah.
But they maybe haven't kitted them up.
That's right.
Because they don't want to kit them up, or they, you know.
Yeah.
So it's fun. So I'll insert a photo, and I think the linen that she put it on was Panettone.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful floss pack. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
I actually dye other things other than Panettone, by the way. In case you're curious.
Well, in fact, none of the fabrics that we're showing today with all of our projects, none of them use Panettone.
Yeah.
So even though Panettone is popular,
yeah,
it's in nothing that we're using today. Huh.
This is true.
There you go.
Go figure.
I know. Okay. Well, I have, let's see what else. Do you want to share what you've been working on?
Yeah. So I'm plugging along at Turkish Delight. Everybody who's a viewer of this channel will know that this has been a theme since October. I would really love to have this done by Stitch North. Don't know if it's going to happen, but.
So if you're new here, that was the original design by Karen Kluba, and Kerri turned it upside down and did a complete revamp of the chart. We haven't shared this on Instagram yet.
Probably not.
No, we should take a good picture of it,
yeah,
and show it with a floss pack. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
I don't know. I think the last time I was here, I was up to about there maybe. So I got quite a little bit of the medallion done and coming right down into here.
Gorgeous.
And that's a lot of evenings of stitching. It's
yeah. Oh yeah. We were discussing this before we started recording, because I'm working on a Rosewood Manor piece as well, and they're so fiddly.
So fiddly.
They are so fiddly, but
worth it in the long run.
Gosh, they're so beautiful.
So I was going a little rogue on my 10 needle system. I've got floss threaded on 10 separate needles so that I don't have to rethread every time. But because of that, I was jumping all over the place. So I'm gonna try to get back to like page finishes. So I think from about here in the medallion over and up to here is my page.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful.
So I don't know if I've got a lot on my agenda in the next, I don't know, how far out are we out till
Stitch North?
I'm not sure if I'll get it done, but I would love to have it finished for them.
It's a good goal. I think we're about 6 weeks out.
It's a lot of monogamy.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is, do you want to tell them about your linen?
Yeah, so it's done on porcelain, and I actually brought the floss pack this time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I love this. Even the floss ring tells a story, because I started it in London, and our friend Lori from
My Crazy Life.
My Crazy Life,
in
Lori.
Ohio, yeah.
So she had these wooden laser cut floss drops. So I've got a couple of those on there. And then our friend Susan, Blue Crab Stitcher on Instagram, had gifted those to our table. So this is a very special floss ring. So do you still look at her? It's so funny. They're pretty good. They're not like my daughter's cats. You can't avoid it. No.
I mean,
they don't play with it as much. They're more excited over these magnets.
Oh,
way more excited. But
they're getting a little older too,
yeah,
right? So that's a beautiful palette for this chart.
I get so excited when I get to use Verd's the Word.
I love Verd's the Word.
I get excited. It's like, yay, we get to use Verd's the Word.
That's a great color.
Yeah.
That's that sort of bright pop of green.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Kerri, this is so gorgeous.
I'm loving it.
What's the dark? What's this one?
It's either Jungle Nights.
Jungle Nights? Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's Jungle Nights.
Jungle Nights.
Yeah, the next.
Mixed with, what's that one?
The Wiz.
Yeah.
Tip of the Iceberg with Envy. There's tons of greens in it.
Oh, gorgeous.
Pacific. And then the dark one is Salty Place.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. You literally could stare at it for just days, right?
Yeah, I love it.
You can envision it being done and framed.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of which, did you get your
Nope, still sitting downstairs.
The big Historie piece is...
I didn't take it over yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to take them both over.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
I don't know. Life just happens. Life gets busy.
Yeah. Ah, gorgeous.
And I have a feeling it's going to be a little expensive to frame that one, so I'm not... It's a business expense, but it's still a big ticket.
Still a big, pretty penny.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well,
very happy with it.
Why don't I, since we're talking about Rosewood Manor, I'll share mine. So I am working on Bucklebury Sampler by Rosewood Manor, Bucklebury Sampler, and this chart. This is actually not the one I'm working from. My copy actually is one that I purchased a few years ago. This came out in 2014. I suspect I bought it in 2014, and it's been in my stash. So my copy came from my now retired local needlework shop many years ago, and so I like using that copy. It reminds me of my friends and who I still see all the time, but still it's nice. It's a chart that's been in my stash for a while. I never fell out of love with it, and now that I'm lucky enough to have your materials to work with, I kitted it up. Well, actually, it was Hannah. Hannah kitted it up.
The ugly truth is coming out.
I know. She's so good and she's so fast. So Bucklebury Sampler had a DMC list. Some of the Rosewood Manors are kitted up with Valdani. This one had a DMC list. And so we're often asked, I get asked all the time, do you have a DMC conversion list for Roxy Floss? We get asked it all the time, and the answer is no. The answer is no, we don't. Kerri doesn't dye to try and match DMC.
No.
So, which makes perfect sense, right? I mean, that makes sense that she's not trying to match their colors. And so, my standard answer to people, I hope you don't mind me answering this.
Of course not.
Okay, because I answer it every day. Because she's not trying to match their colors, trying to then take her colors and then match them to a small thread sample in a booklet, or even with the skein of floss, you might hit 3 colors that are close. And being that it's small batch dyeing, the very next dye lot of floss might push you just a little bit closer to one of the other colors. And so it's much easier for us to take a DMC thread list and then find a Roxy Floss palette that is not going to match, but it's going to be, what's the word? Comparable in such a way that the palette works together, right? Yeah. So we might take a DMC list, and in that floss palette, you might have, well, we know that 3777, we're usually going to pick Falu Red. That's usually a good one. 3071, which I think is that dark brown, is usually either going to be espresso or chocolate ganache. But again, it depends on the rest of the floss. Yeah. Depends on which kind of brown you want to go with the rest of the floss pack. So that's why there's no DMC conversion list. It's much easier for us to convert a chart the other way around.
Now, I will add that we did attempt it at the beginning.
We did.
But it was so overwhelming and such a time sucker.
Yeah, it really was, and it was very frustrating because it also sets the expectation with the customer, right?
Sure.
It sets the expectation with the customer who knows what DMC 3777 looks like. Yeah. And then they get the color in the mail and they're like, this isn't 3777. Well, of course it's not. It's
I am not a machine. And I don't have DMC formulas.
So that's why it is a question that we get asked all the time. So same with linen. Every batch that comes out of the dye pod is going to be slightly different and unique. That's the beauty of a hand dye. So long story long, I should say. Hannah did this conversion for me. She took the DMC list. She put a floss palette together for me, which I'll put a photo up on the screen. And I started this quite a while ago, but I hadn't done very much. And so then last week I decided I wanted to put 6 hours of work into it, like 6 complete hours. I set my timer, and anytime that I wasn't stitching, I paused my timer.
Wow,
because
that's intense.
I'm a little OCD about it. I want it to be like, if I'm saying 6 hours, it's gonna be 6 hours. I know.
Oh goodness.
So then I went home on the Friday night and I started it, and everything that I stitched that Friday night was wrong. It was entirely wrong. It was entirely wrong.
Oh goodness.
So I ripped it all out the next morning, started my timer again, and then stitched. But I mean,
it's beautiful.
This does not look like 6 hours of work, does it? And I mean, the thing is that I had already finished, this whole corner was already done. So in 6 hours, I did this flower, I did these 3 flowers, a little bit of the letter K, and a tiny little, this flower here. So I'll bring it up close so that you can actually see what I did. Because I can't believe that was 6 hours of work and there's hardly anything there.
I tell you, this cross stitch, it's a slow sport. Slow sport.
But I love the colors. I just love the colors. So,
and I'm finding with this, with the Rosewood, with Rosewood Manor, it's pretty, I want to say chaotic. I don't mean chaotic in the normal sense, but I'm finding with this Bucklebury Sampler, there's some logic to it. Like you're going right across the width of the chart with one color. If I feel like, there's color changes, but they're not as all over the place.
But then you get into this.
Well, sure.
Yeah, but it's like there are motifs. Exactly. I can't wait to stitch the thistles.
Yeah,
did you see the thistles? Look at those. Right there. Oh, they're so pretty. I love this medallion in the middle here. It's just gorgeous. There's also a bonus chart on the back, a welcome sign. Same thing, she did the same thing with the corners and curves chart, and I actually stitched the welcome sign. Hang on, since I'm talking about it.
Oh yeah.
I stitched this one this is from the Corners and Curves booklet. This, I used the called for, I think they were I'm using my memory. I think they were Weeks Dye Works.
Okay.
Either Weeks or Gentlers. I can't remember, but these were the called for colors. 32 count, 2/2. And I love it.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Pretty.
Really pretty.
So we actually put this in the shop window when we have an open house. Because that's the only time we welcome people here. I'm kidding. I am kidding. But anyway, yeah, so that reminds me, though I have to say, I think I like that one better than this. I don't know, that huge, that's an O.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the C is right there. Yeah, but you're right, it does look like a C, doesn't it? But anyways.
Now, does she have little tiny smalls in there as
yes.
well? Yeah. I like these.
Which I do really like as well, right?
Those aren't as small as mine.
Like a little needle book cover.
Yeah.
Those are
like
tiny.
I think I've got scissor fobs in this one. Like, that's tiny.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. There's that one.
With yours.
Easter ornament. Or a little thank you card. I love that she gives ideas for different ways. Here, that's a small one. There's a little
there you
lady
go.
there. So, great charts. A little hard to read. A little hard to parse together. But I do find that I tried importing a photo into GoodNotes and so that I could highlight it in there, and I just gave up. What I did then was I photocopied the page, I folded it in half, and I stuck it to my work with a needle minder.
Right.
Because of my vision problems, so that way it's literally right in front of my face, and I don't have to look up and get distracted while I'm counting. So it's literally stuck right onto my thing. So I actually really like having the physical copy of that. So yeah, so 6 hours of work.
Yeah.
A lot less than I was hoping it would be, but I love the colors. I think
it's
I think Hannah's conversion is really nice. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. So yeah, speaking of timers, it was actually your idea from a few years back.
Oh, when I did the timers for my knitting
I
whips.
have a multi-timer. So it's an app, and it's actually called multi-timer. And that's what the screen looks like. And so I picked 6 whips, and I set 6 hours of time. Well, for 5 of them, I picked 6 hours of time, and then I just set it. And then when I'm working on it, I'm timing it. So then it kind of ticks all those nice little buttons for me. It's like I know that I'm getting 6 full hours in. And then so my plan is that now that I've done 6 hours on that, another project moves into the queue. And I think I didn't talk about this last week because I wanted to give myself at least a week doing this before I didn't want to be one more of those things that it just didn't work, but it actually, I'm really quite happy with it. The Friendship Sampler, which is a new start for me, and I'll talk about it in a minute. I actually started that as a count up timer because it's my next stitch along, and I'm not going to be putting it away until it's done. So then I get to see how long it's actually going to take me to stitch it from start to finish. So yeah, so it's called multi-timer.
Yeah, I like
it with free app.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You can have different colors for all your timers, and yeah, I think I really like it. So if you didn't see what I have Halsingland Blommer, Nevermore, Damask Square, Spring Quakers, Flora McCullough, and my Friendship Sampler. I had C is for Coffee on here, but that one is out of there because it's finished.
Got the boot.
Yep, and I had my Bucklebury in there, but I got my 6 hours done, so I replaced it with Spring Quakers. So you'll see that again in 2 weeks. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I like it.
Well, I was still doing the Whip Go.
Yeah.
And one of my numbers for March was my Historische Stickmuster.
Which is done.
It's done. It's like, oh, that's a happy accident. I didn't even realize I'd included it on the Whip Go. So.
Nice. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you get a freebie? You get to just pick whatever?
Yeah, technically, but I'm pretty focused on Turkish Delight right now, other than the new start that I'll show in a bit.
Yes. Yeah. The new start. New starts are fun. Okay. There were the 2 other pieces I've been working on. First one is, this is an oldie. This I pulled out of my stash pile because, well, frankly, I'd forgotten all about it. And I was tidying up, and I found it, and I'm like, it's
beautiful.
It was half done at that point, and I thought, you know, go on, you just gotta finish it. So this is an ink circles piece, and it's called Damask Square, and I'm stitching this on, the original design is on a linen with a white floss. And so I'm stitching this on a pre-finished fabric square. And Jamie left me a comment on my video last week. I have another YouTube channel called Off the Grid Needle Arts. And so she left me a comment because I couldn't remember the company name. It's a German company called Ubelhor, and I will try to copy and paste her comment to me in the description box below, because she said that she found some on Etsy.
Oh.
So, because again, I purchased this many moons ago. A lot of my stash pile is quite old. It doesn't mean that it goes bad. So it's I think I wouldn't know where to get it, but she did say she saw that there was some available on Etsy. Pre-finished fabric square. It's got hem stitch. It's fully complete in the back. So once the stitching is done, it is finished. So that is actually my back. There's my front.
When it's done, you could use it for like a gravy boat coaster. Of course,
or red wine.
Or red wine.
Yeah. So as of actually I did put in a length of thread with my coffee this morning before I came to work, and I completed this corner. So I now have 3 corners complete. This one just needs a little more fill-in down here. It feels like a 28 count. 28, 32, maybe 32. Maybe it's a little tighter than 32 count, 28 count, sorry. And I'm using a silk floss by Dinky Dyes, and it's color 093, which I believe is called Pacific Ocean.
Yes, it's pretty.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's nice.
Thank
dusty
you.
Blue.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. And so this one also, I'm gonna finish it. It's gonna stay in my whip basket until it's done.
You're so close.
I am so close.
So close.
It would be really silly to put it away.
Yeah.
So the next project coming out of my stash pile after this one is done is going to be Amtrak. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little hiccup with Amtrak because I wasn't going to put that one away either until it was done.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the chart. I
goodness.
cannot find the chart. Somebody at home cleaned up somewhere.
Yeah.
Put it, and I the only thing I can think of is that it's been recycled. Yeah, I know. I can't find, because my chart was really beat up. Like I'd spilled red wine on it. It was really beat up, and I think somebody recycled it because I have looked everywhere. I can't find it.
Oh goodness.
So I need to purchase another pattern.
Yeah.
I know where my floss is. I know where my whip is. I know all. I just can't find the pattern. So later today, I'm going to see if Claire has any more. She's CelticHobbies.com, and that's where I know she sells. Amtrak is a design by Sampler Cove Designs, and I know she sells their charts, so I'll purchase it through her. So yeah, gonna work on it till it's done.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Last but not least,
yeah.
The last thing I've been working on is my Halsingland Blommer, which is another chart by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. And I think I put another 3 hours into this.
Oh my, you're...
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, you're...
Whoops. So, there we go. We are closing in on a finish. sort of. There's still a lot of stitching left to do, but I've now almost completely finished the inside of the diamond.
Amazing.
Isn't it? I love it so much.
You're like a solid 2/3.
Yep. I know. I absolutely adore it. So this is a one-of-a-kind linen from Kerri. It's a 28 count. The closest green that we have to this is something called lentil, also dyed by Kerri. And the floss that I'm using is Pippy and South Beach. 2 strands of floss over 2. And my goal for this is for it to be a pillow for my couch.
It's gonna be spectacular.
And it really is, like, it's just gonna fit in so well with, John and I just love color. And we have a really colorful rug. We have that's been in his father's and mother's family for, well, it was his grandparents' rug. And it's gonna match our old couches. Like our couches are like, they've got to be 25 years old. But anyways, there's like, when we buy furniture, we tend to buy furniture that's gonna see us out. It's gonna wear like iron, because we always have animals and, well, yeah.
My uncle always used to say that, well, that should see us through.
Yeah.
He buys the Costco. He buys the Costco saran wrap. The 800 miles of
20 years later, you're still
that
using
should see
the
us
same
through.
one. Oh, that's funny. I can't tell you how much I just love this so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jacob is a genius. Now, sometimes it's hard for people to envision this in something else because the original chart is because it's a Swedish design. It's done on a white fabric with a red floss, which is beautiful. And I thought about a couple of options. If I were to stitch this again, the options are limitless, but we really have some other beautiful linens in the shop that, because you're only seeing this green one, it's hard for you to envision what else, because not everybody is going to be a fan, right? It's pretty specific. So we've got this floss. This is called frosting. Okay, so this was a floss. It was either from the October or the November. The fire trucks are just like back and forth. I think it was from November's month floss of the month club. So it's called frosting, and it's a pale pink. It just has the barest hint of color in it. Frosting's a really perfect name. And it would look amazing on cherry cobbler. So a little frosting on your cherry cobbler. So if you could do the entire design as Jacob intended as a monochromatic design, and that would be probably fitting into a lot more people's decor. Or
I'd like to see a little bit of salmon added to this as well.
Ooh, that would be
Oink.
pretty. Yeah, that would be pretty.
Not quite pink, not quite coral, something.
But then we also have,
Oh yeah.
Coco Loco. You dye really beautiful stuff, man, I tell you.
Thanks.
So Coco Loco is Kerri's darkest, richest brown fabric. And it is now a standard. It's not a one-of-a-kind.
Nope.
Cherry Cobbler and Coco Loco are the newest members of the Linen Club. There's no linen club. I shouldn't have used that term.
Please
All the
no.
questions. We do
No.
not have a linen club. There's no plans for a linen club, but they're in the shop. So this is Coco Loco, this is Cherry Cobbler, and this is frosting. Love it. We also have it kitted up there's a section on the website called curated kits, Evertote curated kits. We have it kitted up in there on this amazing blue with Great Lakes floss and I think oyster as well.
Oh yeah.
So if you're into a little bit more of a denim feel, then that is. So just some options, you know, because sometimes when you see the green, it's like, I like that, but that's really not my style. you can make it your own, really.
Oh,
These
absolutely.
things are so fun. Okay. Okay, so yeah, those were the whips that I worked on since last week.
Nice.
Did you, I know you've got the new start that you're going to
Yeah.
redo, so do you want to talk about those together next?
Sure. Actually,
Okay.
I'm gonna show my
Oh
sweater.
yeah,
My sweater. So
that is a teeny tiny bag for a sweater
Yeah.
project.
well, it's a teeny tiny person. So at the moment. So these double points are
Wow.
ridiculous. They're way too long, but they're like 3.25 millimeter, and for some reason my needle inventory is lacking.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
So it's just the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. Super simple sweater.
Look at the teeny sweater.
I know, it's so cute. So I just had this one arm. The other sleeve, it took me less than 2 hours to
Yeah.
zip that up and do the ribbing.
Oh.
So I'll get this done. It'll be done in an evening and block it up. Wouldn't mind getting another one done for the little one.
What is the yarn?
Madeline Tosh.
It's beautiful.
I'm really happy with it. I think it's just, I think it might be a sock yarn. It might have some nylon in it. Yeah, it's a superwash.
Tosh sock.
Oh, there isn't any nylon. It's 100% superwash merino. Only the best for the baby.
It is. Oh, it is so cute.
It is. So, and they live quite far up north, so that'll see him through until June for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that is adorable.
Hmm.
Wow.
Such a quick knit.
Yeah.
I'm so used to knitting sweaters for myself and I get those done pretty quick, but this was like literally, I think I've got less than 10 hours in it.
And a little sweater for a
Yeah.
little human.
I'm not used to knitting sleeves on double points though. I gotta
Oh, yeah.
get that. Had to, it took me a hot minute to get those skills back.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
That's so nice.
So yeah, I was working on that. So I guess this is the next big thing, right?
Yeah.
So when would that have been? I think it was between Christmas and New Year's that Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates released, well, she definitely released this one. Did she release that one at the same time?
Then this one is also from last year, from 2022, but I don't think that they were from the same time.
All right. So this was one of those charts that when I saw it, I went gaga over it and had to have it. So it was exclusive to a shop.
Keepsakes? The Attic?
The Attic is, no, not the Attic.
Acorns and Threads.
Acorns and Threads.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So I called them and ordered it, and that's always fun being Canadian ordering from an American site. But that was fine. As it turned out, Jan was actually there for a
Trunk
day
show,
for
I
a
think?
trunk
Yeah.
show. And she signed my copy. When I got this from the courier, I almost died.
Yeah.
It was so good. So, I've been marinating on this for a while. I want to shake it up a little bit, but not too much. We did put something together yesterday, and I put some floss lengths in just to test out the colors.
Yeah.
I'm not super happy.
So we're both working on a Jan Hicks to come. So basically, I contacted Jan because I knew Kerri wanted to stitch this.
Yeah.
And I really want to stitch this, Palace of the Winds. Jan has this as a study in variegated threads. And I think she's done a green colorway as well, but there's no blue colorway yet. So I want to stitch this in a blue colorway. She has a tutorial video up on YouTube. about how to work with variegated threads. And so I brought in to the shop, but they're not available yet because we haven't quite worked out what we're gonna do yet. But these are coming. So Palace of the Winds, I'm gonna be working on a blue conversion.
And Antonia
Puello.
I think we decided,
Yeah.
1913. And yeah, just incredible. I did watch the video that Jan had for this. I think she was saying in hindsight, she wished maybe she chose a little bit darker linen. But I think that's what drew me to it, because I really liked the tone-on-tone nature of it. I loved how the red popped, and I loved how that blue turquoise was unexpected. I like unexpected. And then just a lot of tone-on-tone. So I've been dyeing different flosses.
You're going to be seeing them coming into the shop in the next week. Two
I really
neutrals.
wanted to nail these two neutrals, because that's what I loved so much about it, was this tone-on-tone. But tone-on-tone is tricky.
Yeah, it is tricky.
What looks like it'll
show
work
them
in
what you
the...
started. Show them what you started with.
Yeah, I don't have the tone-on-tone, right? But, God, this is everything's big for what I've done. Here it is. So this is Dirty Porcelain. And we have, what did we use? Antique Wedding Dress, Powdered Up, Salmon, and Merlot. And obviously the Antique Wedding Dress, although I do like tone-on-tone, that's a little bit too close. And because of the linen being so light, it's not giving the vibes that I want it. But I do love the Merlot on it. So it's gonna be back to the drawing board. I think I'm gonna use the same flosses. Did you want to say something about that? No?
Just, no, but maybe the other linen that we discussed.
Yeah. So the girls are actually upstairs winding my tone-on-tone floss that that I dyed specifically for this. But I think we're gonna give it a go on pistachio, which is more the feels that I was looking for.
But Kerri has never dyed pistachio here.
Right.
This is a dye lot that came from before she moved into this building. And so she needs to test her recipes here.
So that's on my
With the water.
my to-do list for either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, just so that I can confidently move forward and say, hey guys, we're gonna do it on pistachio. And then I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
And then it's the great pistachio debacle of 2023.
So I think that will be, that'll be nice. I'm gonna give this a go tonight. And I think I'm gonna try it on a lower count to get
a little bit more depth.
A little bit more depth using 2 strands. I'm usually a 40 count gal, but yeah, gonna try a lower count.
Nice.
I think it'll make a huge difference.
Well, I'm sure you'll find something else to stitch on this.
Right. Huge. Yeah.
Dirty Porcelain is beautiful. So yeah, these are coming. So I've got these charts in. They're not listed in the shop yet. So that's Palace of the Winds and Antonia Puello. So you're going to be seeing these charts coming from us by the next video that we record together. They'll be listed. I've also brought in 2 other charts. I didn't tell you about these ones yet, or maybe I did. Surprise!
Is it from Nashville?
No.
Okay.
I have 2 Kathy Barrick charts. Busy hands and good intentions.
Oops.
This one I've wanted to stitch for ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
And Hannah did a floss conversion for a customer, and I was like, oh, I want to stitch that too. So I brought the chart in. So we're gonna have the chart and the floss pack soon. But
nice. That's exciting.
Right? So these are coming. The other thing that's coming, because it's actually going to be released before we record again. We have a collaboration coming out next week with Nuri of Shaded Stitchery. So I think it's the 23rd. I believe it's March 23rd next week. We'll have all the details on Instagram, as well as my other Flosstube channel. I'll be talking about it then. So Nuri has designed the chart. We have a floss pack and we've got some suggested fabrics. We also have a bag that will be, these bags are probably some of my favorite that we've ever done, because they're sort of minimalist. It's a cotton linen blend, so they're just that beautiful feel. They're lovely. So excited about those. So that's going to be coming out next week. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
I also have a new start that is going to be started today, because it's time for the My Friend Ellen Sampler stitch along. That's today.
Wow.
I think originally I'd said I was going to start on the 14th, but today's my day. So this is a chart by our friend Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch, and this is the Friendship Sampler. There's a couple of options here. Ellen has stitched these people on the sampler. This is a group of friends that she's good friends with, and so those are the little people that the tiny teeny people that she chose to put on there. You can leave them out if you would prefer. She has ways that you can change the border slightly, so you can bring it up a little bit. All the work's been done for you. That's why it's a 19-page chart. There's some options in here. You can also, she gives an option to change what's in the cartouches if you don't want to put all of those initials in there. If you do not want to do 1/1 stitching, the phrase that's in that cartouche right there. So it says, a big red house of brick and mortar, an alphabet, a pretty border, a berry bowl, some birds and trees, and the company of friends like these. I am going to not stitch that. I am going to actually choose the 2/2 option, which she included also for Ada stitchers, if Ada stitchers would like to stitch this design. And it's pretty challenging to do 1/1 on Ada for the rest of the chart. So happiness attends the company of friends. So this is right in the chart here. There is an error in it. It's missing the S off of attends. And so Ellen has this available as a free chart on her website, MaximumCrossStitch.com. So if you would like to stitch that instead, and that's what I'm going to stitch on mine, you can get that available on her website. And so I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to stitch the tiny people or not. I think I'm leaning towards not stitching them. Not because I don't like them, but because I can't decide who to put in there. Right? Like,
wow, she's like really given a lot of options.
She's given a lot of options of things that you can include instead of, so, right? I know. It's Roxy, and that's Betsy with Hamilton. So
Hammy.
Betsy, it's Kerri and Betsy down there. Well, you can see, and so I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to replace the tiny people with symbols of things that represent my friends. And then it's more like a group.
It'll just be cat, bird, dog, dog,
but
dog,
not
cat.
individual people.
Right.
It's going to be, because I think of the entire group of people coming to Stitch North. They're all my friends. Right? Like, how do you decide? I like everybody, you know. John's so funny. He's like, "Is that your new best friend? Is that your new best friend?" It's like, I don't need. It's not a bet. Like, it's just friends. Everybody's friends. It's nice.
That's a great chart.
Isn't that a good chart?
Did a good job.
So I am going to be stitching this on a piece of 40 count porcelain Roxy Floss Co linen. I managed to find one with a little flaw in it. I love finding those because then it's like, I'm gonna use that one. And then that's the floss pack there.
It's nice.
Isn't that pretty?
It's funny because it looks like such a dark palette.
Yeah.
But the effect is,
yeah.
it's not
Well,
the
because
case at all.
it's really open.
Yeah.
It's lovely and open. And I am doing something very different for me. I'm starting in the middle. I know.
Wow.
I know. Who am I? I'm starting in the middle.
Because you like getting down to the
I do.
business end.
My
The sampler will not have a border because Caroline will do all the excellent bits in the middle, and then it's like, nah, it's done.
That's done. Good enough. My habit is to usually start in the bottom left corner, but no, this time I am starting in the middle. So I've set myself some guidelines for this stitch along, and we do have a hashtag. It is hashtag my friend Ellen's sampler, all one, and there are 24 weeks from now until the end of August. And so my goal is to complete this by the end of August because we have a very special collaboration coming out for Sampler September this year. I'm so excited about it, I can't even believe it. But this has to be done by the end of August so that I can start Sampler September on September 1st. I'll give you more information about that at a later date, but
I can get down with this too.
so
I'm gonna do this too.
Are you gonna do this too? Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I've really wanted to do this, and I'm just feeling, I've been feeling a little overwhelmed with all the projects that I have to do. It's starting to feel like a job, man.
It is a job.
I know.
But that's okay.
I know. But yeah, there
You
are
need
things
to-
that I absolutely want to stitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
You can stitch when you're dead, right?
You can. it's you know, sometimes it can just be about the process, right?
Yeah.
So actually, I'm just gonna pause you for a minute because I want to show you something. If this is too big for you and you want to participate in the stitch along, my friend Ellen's sampler, there's another one. There's this one. There is always room. So this one is slightly smaller. Lots of you probably already have this chart in your stash. Look, I have the model. Oh, Ellen left it in my care while she was on tour. She's back now. Yeah. She got back on Tuesday.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I still have the sampler. So this is the model of There's Always Room. She also charted this for porcelain. I know the picture is quite yellow. The model was done on porcelain. You could also use dirty porcelain if you wanted, but this is porcelain linen. So if you want to join in with this stitch along, feel free to join in with this chart, this sampler as well. It's a little bit smaller. So
Or do both.
Do both. Yeah, do both.
Heck, there's 24 weeks.
Heck, why not? You got 24 weeks. So my friend Ellen's sampler. I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna start that later. I'm gonna start it tonight.
That's exciting.
Yes, John and Nicholas are away this week. They are March breaking it up down south in New Mexico with some friends, some old, very good university friends of John's. And so that's where they're at. They're having an amazing time. But it does mean that the house has been a little empty, a little quiet, just Luna and myself. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, but
It'll be nice to have them back though.
Yeah, I do miss them. I miss them. So yeah, they'll be back.
I just said that
soon.
like I miss them, but
I know.
I was speaking for you.
Thanks. Okay, so let me just check my list. I think, so I already told you about the Sing a Sampler stitch along. Oh, there was another finish posted on Instagram from Bailey. Her name is Bailey. I'm gonna put her Instagram handle up here because I actually have to look it up to make sure I get it right. I think it's at Bailey Amon Antiquaria. She has the most amazing Instagram feed. She's a professional calligrapher,
Oh my goodness.
And she tagged me in a cross stitch finish that she did because she stitched the and I asked her permission. She actually sent me the photographs that she took so that I could share them here with you. She finished the Modern Folk Embroidery Home Sweet Home, and I'm going to show you while we're talking about it because oh my god, it's good. So
you have 95 unread messages on your phone? I don't even know 95 people. What? Is that for real?
Sometimes, yeah. Shh.
Oh my goodness.
Text messages.
So FYI, if you've texted Caroline, she probably hasn't responded. Oh goodness. Like, doesn't that bring you anxiety seeing that red number?
No. That one does. That one
Wow.
does. Yeah, I know. But no. The app that we use for the shop, because of course we are selling our holiday countdown, which is kind of like an Advent style daily gift that comes in a box, and it comes with a mystery stitch along from Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. We've been selling the holiday countdown since February, and of course we're not fulfilling those box orders until August, and so they're open orders in our system, and so that number shows up, and that makes me feel a little that makes me feel a little squirrely. But no, I know what those messages are, and usually they're not opened or answered because I've either talked to the person in real life or it's been through email or something.
Clean it up, man.
Yeah.
Swipe left.
Yeah,
Delete.
fine. Okay, so let's get back to Bailey here. Sorry, hang on a second, because I know we were messaging. There she is. Oh, okay. So Bailey Amon Rivera is her, and her, oh, where's the thing? Antiquaria Bailey is her thing.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Okay.
Look at that.
So here is her finish, and I'll put in the photograph here. This is Home Sweet Home by Modern Folk Embroidery. She used a white linen, and she stitched this piece to commemorate their house purchase in 2015, and she used Roxy Floss Co Fallow Red, and she also stitched a few of the numbers you can see there in white. Okay, so a little bit of white on white in the stitching there for the date and her initials, and wow,
Yeah.
wowzers, it's good.
Such a good idea.
It's amazing.
Kerri runs home, starts another
Yeah,
thing.
but I mean, I started scrolling her feed yesterday, and I mean, the calligraphy that she's done, look at that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's literally jaw-droppingly gorgeous. I've never wanted, she's from Littleton, Colorado. She actually, cause I was kind of like, you know, scrolling all through her stuff. I think she teaches workshops in calligraphy.
She needs to start creating, like,
Well, they
converting
have
those
to cross stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I had messaged her I'd left her a message on this one, and what did she say? Thank you so much. I am studying these letters from a manuscript, a choir book from the 1300s. Truly such a joy to work through. Actually made me think of Bart. I think Bart Dunn would love these. He is an orchestra musician, and also I think this would float his boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible.
But yeah, wow. I'll put her Instagram information in the description box below. Gorgeous stuff. And her finish was just like impeccably stitched. Gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
That Fallow Red, man. It's a keeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to share that. Talked about we still have holiday countdown boxes available. That's part of the good thing, and the sort of problem with selling these things so early is no one's really expecting it, right? And also no one is sharing it. No one's talking about the fact that they've purchased the holiday countdown box. So what happens, and this is what happened last year, everybody starts sharing it in December. And then we get hundreds of emails from people saying, I want one. Where can I get it? Where did you buy it? When can I have it? It's like, we don't have any left because we have to sell these now.
Yeah.
In order to get them to people in time. We have to ship these in August. So if I may be so bold to ask, if you have purchased a holiday countdown and you felt like maybe sharing about it, maybe what I'll do is I'll post a story or something. If you see it on Instagram, if you wouldn't mind sharing it. We've sold probably half of the number. Yeah, we've sold about half of the number that we have allotted that we can physically make for Christmas time, for holiday time. Stitch North kit. People who are attending the Stitch North retreat, we have those available. They are live, able to purchase. This is a collaboration we're doing with Leanne of Schoolhouse Samplers 1897, and we'll be releasing that middle of May for everybody else. And yeah, continuing to work on retreat prep for Stitch North as well as the Modern Folk Embroidery retreat. It's gonna be in October. Amazing!
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. I think, oh, we do have one more thing.
Oh, what's that?
We have a giveaway.
Oh yeah,
We have a giveaway.
yeah.
So before I tell you what the giveaway is, I just want to do a really quick, we will never ask you for your personal information. We will never ask you to fill out any forms. We will never tell you you have won something below in the comment fields on your comment. If you receive a comment from something that looks like it's from us, that even has our avatar on it and says, you've won a prize, contact us here, fill this thing out. It's not us. There has been a much higher incidence of these things happening. It is a scam. It's not us. You're going to leave me a comment on this video below. The keyword that we're going to be looking for is the word fabric. So you're going to want to have the word fabric in your comment. And you're going to find out in 2 weeks on this channel, on this Flosstube video, I'm going to announce the winner. That's the only way you're going to find out if you've won a prize. Are you ready? This is so fun. So fun. This was one of the very first pieces of fabric that Kerri ever dyed. And I have been hanging on to this. Look at this. What? How fun is this? So it needs a press, so don't worry. We'll give it a press before we send it out. This is a one-of-a-kind Roxy Floss Co 28 count. It's really fun. I mean, look at it.
It is fun.
Look at that. But not only are you going to get the fabric, you're going to get a floss club. This is the May 2022 Brights pack, and I just thought that these two were a pretty sweet match.
Yeah, very springy.
Yeah. Now in the floss pack, this one has got its old name. This color here has been renamed back to the fuchsia. These colors, man. I think that's Peeps. The yellow is Peeps. And that's Flubber, the green. It's a great floss pack. So that's what's up for a giveaway. So leave us the word fabric in your comment, and in 2 weeks we'll announce the winner on this channel. That's it. That is it. I have reached the end. Told you I had a lot.
That's it. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks we can pull it together for the Jan Hicks.
For Jan Hicks. Yeah.
That'd be good to get that going. It's
Yeah.
been percolating for far too long.
And we'll be able to show, we're going to start Nuri's chart as well.
Yes.
So we're going to share that with you in 2 weeks as well. It's exciting.
So many starts.
Yeah. New starts are awesome.
Yeah. When you have to put them.
Yeah. See, I like kidding
Yeah.
though. But having Hannah do the floss conversion's been very handy, I have to say. All right, that's it for us today.
All right. So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks, everybody. Happy
Bye.
stitching.